Dude, what's up? 11:05. February 27th on a Tuesday. February 7th on a Tuesday. Dude, dude, like there's some days that I'm like, I don't know, man. Like the gratitude, like, and that's the only, like, I want to say gravity, but the gratitude, like, of the amount of time in the day, and like how everything can change in a second. And like today, dude, I went through many different epiphanies, moments, and realities that literally like fucking win, fucking win, fucking win, and like, dude, it's so really, like, now that I look back at it, because I live in the moment, so it's like you go through life and it's like boom, 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 like it's like getting kicked in the nuts, but if there was a reality when getting kicked in the nuts felt good, and it was like the epitome of high, then like that would be the feeling. Like that would be the feeling. Like, it's getting kicked in the nuts, like, it's not a positive thing for me. At least I've never experienced it in a positive way. I don't know. There are people who enjoy that. I don't know. To each his own. Like, you do you. You want to take a swift kick in the nuts, have fun with that. From my perception, from my experience, it's never fun. It's scary to say the least, because it's like a button for me. It's a button for me, and maybe just because the times that I was kicked in the nuts, I wasn't like accepting of it. I wasn't willing. Like, I didn't know it was coming. It caught me off guard. I wasn't ready. It's not something I asked for. So in that notion, like, it's an extreme boundary cross, dude. That's crazy. That's the idea there. So in the ideas of boundaries, like, so some people, like, you set hard fucking boundaries with, but then other people, like, they don't have the same boundaries that you have with other people. And this is very true. Like, I can assume, so, like, obviously, like, if you're trying to, like, your partner or a woman, you're gonna let her do some shit to you, you know, like, you even like it, even, you know, like, you're like a little feisty fucking mama. Like, you're gonna let her do and say and be a little wild. Stinks. Like, somebody else, like, does that shit to you, like, you, fuck you, bitch. You know? Yeah, so, like, that's the idea. That's what's so crazy. Like, you allow some shit from people because you're getting benefit from them. I think about this, like, in the job. In a job, like, I don't I don't have this anymore, because the work that I do now, like, our relationship is different. Like, we don't disrespect each other. Like, me and a dude even talked about the other days. Like, you know, there's some days that, like, we both kind of get a little, you know, little straightforward and to the point, you know, and like, but we're like, we understand and we say we're sorry, and it's just really a tone. But it's just like, you know, our life is like on top of us, right? So that it comes out in other fields. You know, and it has nothing to do with each other, really, like, because we know each other enough that, like, number one, I'm gonna say some shit that's fucking hilarious and straightforward. Like, I'm not playing games. Like, it may sound funny, but, like, I'm gonna tell you like it is. I don't want to waste fucking time. It's your money, so you tell me what you want to do. These are your motherfucking options. And that's kind of how I am in everything, you know. I'm a little bit more. It's up to you. Like, I perceive that a lot of times when I think I can perceive where people would assume that I'm pretty laid back and chill, or that I don't take I lead, but I lead in a different way. Because, like, for me, like, my ultimate goal is wisdom and knowledge and experience. And so people could assume that I'm indecisive. I'm anything but indecisive. Like, my decision is, this sounds shitty, like, I'll let you choose based on, especially in the scenario of business, like based on your wants and desires. Like I'm here to just fix your fucking problem, and you're gonna pay me for that. Like that is my job. Or in anything, like I'm gonna direct you in your options, and then I'm gonna walk the fuck away, and you get to choose. You either do nothing, or you do something, and this is the best plan of action for you, and it's definitely not nothing. It's definitely not continuing to do what it is that you've done before, before you've met me. I'm not saying my options are the best, but I'm saying you need to integrate that with your life and then choose for yourself. If anything, like I try not to tell people to do anything other than like go fucking find yourself. Really, like go talk to yourself. Go find out what is true for you. Go pick up that motherfucking phone that goes directly to source, to the creator, to the universe, to your higher self. But in the idea of a phone, like you gotta answer that. You gotta talk back. You gotta ask fucking questions. You can't just breathe in the phone like nothing's gonna fucking happen. Like that's fucking weird, you know, bro? So like if you don't communicate back, it's gonna be like a relationship where you guys don't fucking talk ever. It's not a fucking relationship. Like nothing's changing. I mean, you could, and it's the whole concept again. Like you can communicate with your body, but that's only one aspect. So like if all we did was show up and fuck, like that's how we're communicating. Like that's not, we're not really communicating anything other than like physical pleasures, and we're only gonna grow so much. We're only gonna even know so much about each other other than like you like it like this and I like it like that, and it seems to work. But like that's not a relationship. That's just sex. So I mean, to each his own. That's fine. I'm okay with that. If that's what you want, like come get it. It's not gonna work that way. You think it is, but it doesn't. Unless like whatever, I'm not allowed to happen that way. But to each his own. I think honestly, like in all reality, those relationships are needed, at least for lessons and understanding, and then like, especially if they happened in the past, because then it's like, what is it that you really want? Like, are you really okay with that? Like, and then in those type of relationships, like, are you even whole? Is it even positive? Like, what it is that you're losing? I don't know, man. And it's not negative, and you're not losing like the way that you perceive it. It's all based on you. That's the whole point. I mean, I had some whatever today, and it fucking makes me laugh, dude. It's fucking hilarious, man. I can't help it. This is natural. But it is what it is, right? So like, you just have to be able to like live in that. And it doesn't mean it doesn't put a shit-eating grin on your fucking face. It does. This is fucking hilarious. But like, at the end of the day, I posted a video, I think yesterday. I saw this video on TikTok, and dude, it made me laugh. It made me laugh, dude. It's so fucking funny. There's like this 22-year-old kid, and he wakes up, and this 88-year-old woman comes in, and he is fucking just laughing. And like, from my perspective, like, it's a lot of things to me. And like, the first thing that pops up to my head is like, he just made this 88-year-old woman fucking happy. Like, it is beautiful, and like, he knows it. Like, he knows he gave her a gift, like, based on the rules of the world. And he's laughing at it, because like, in some instances he's proud. In some instances he's like, he did it. Like, he's fucking a man. Like, he's accepting the responsibility of his actions. It's fucking hilarious to me. Because like, I go through this world, and like, it's so funny. Like I said, I tend to communicate and spend time with older women, and it's always an issue. It's always a fucking issue. Like, they always bring up age. I'm like, dude, age means nothing. Like, nothing. Like, I don't get it. Like, obviously, I'm spending time with you because you're fucking more mature than a 30-year-old. You can speak your mind, and these younger women, like, they're so fucking confused that, like, I don't have time to play childish games and deal with their trauma. It doesn't mean that these older women don't have trauma. They do. But they tend to be more vocal. Do these older women have insecurities and shit like that? Yes. But, like, to me, I don't know, it's fun for me. And it's not like it's a joke, and it's not like it's a game. But it's like, it's just like in every scenario, like in every scenario, I don't care how old you are. You could be 88 years old. I'm gonna come in and daddy you, and I'm gonna mother you. Like, it's just the makeup of me, and I do have joy in that. I do have pride in that. It does make me proud. It does make me proud that I can, like, have these skills and abilities to be what it is that I need to be, to kind of just walk hand in hand and, like, encompass and protect and make these people safe enough to open up to me. Like, I'm telling you, like, if there's any skill in my life, like, based on my previous life experience, however negative that I could perceive that it has been, like, it's the greatest thing in the world to, like, get someone to open up to you and, like, understand the process of them speaking out their past or their hurt or their pain, and understanding the gratitude of that and the gravity of that. I think gratitude is probably my favorite word or idea. But it makes you proud, dude, because it's worth everything. It's worth everything. And I think in the ideas, a lot of times these younger kids and generations, like, they're so stuck in the rat race, and in this idea of, like, yachts and boats and being financially secure and, like, chasing after pleasures of the grass is greener type of ideas. They get lost in that, and it's sad. But it's like, it's just the older people they're just a little bit more wiser, I guess. And I think they understand death a little bit more, which is something that's beautiful. It's not a negative thing. I just think they see different light, that it's a reality, right? I think when you're young, most people don't believe in death, even if their friends have done it, and so they do believe in the concept. But sometimes you get lost in the fog, and you think you're invincible. I've gone through the phase of invincibility. But I used to, like, growing up, I didn't think I was going to make it past 30. It was just like an ever-loving, I don't know why that's the word, an ever-loving theme. I was going to die young. I always thought I was going to die young. And in all reality, I was dead already. So, I mean, in all reality, what I thought was true. I was a bot. I was a sheep. I was dead. I wasn't worth existing in the past. From my perspective, I was just coasting. I was bah, you know. And when I really do look at it, like, at least from the age of, like, 18 to 35, like, it was a literal blank. Like, I look at my life through there. Like, I had fun times with friends, and, like, we did stuff, snowboarding or whatever, or climbing, you know. I did gain a lot of skill, and I appreciate it. But it's like, it was just, all I did was work. And I gained a lot of knowledge. I really did. A lot of experience. I talked to a lot of people, a lot of fucking random strangers, a lot of information, a lot of people walking across the street to talk to me. I don't know why. A lot of people's life stories. I got to listen to a lot of people. So, like, now I can look back and appreciate the totality of my life, but during it wasn't. And even now, it's hard for me to, like, in those concepts I just explained, that's what made it worth it, right? don't know, but it wasn't really living to the full capacity of me, and nothing that I did ultimately was like focused creation out of me. Nothing really truly made me proud per se, other than now that I can perceive it. And this is kind of how you learn to rewrite your past, because when you become a new creation, you get to choose what your past was, and you get to erase the past that and those traumas that you thought that you had, because you did have them, but it was just on a different timeline of existence, and you don't have to choose that timeline anymore, because like every time you grow, you overcome something, your predestination changes, because you choose a new destination by acting, by taking an action, by taking a step forward. And every step that you take, it's infinite paths, infinite directions. And so like when you start to take charge of your life, and quit letting everyone else choose it for you, you get to dictate which direction you go. It would be kind of the option of this. Say I have, we're just going to make it simple. Say I have 5 different potential mates. Some have kids, some don't. Some are married, some are not. Some have been divorced, some have not. Some are single, some are this, they all have trauma for sure. Everyone has trauma. Everyone has this, everyone has that. So the idea is like, I could pick any potential path. I could pick technically any potential person, and then do whatever it takes to get that person, or to be with that person, whatever. And it's not so much them choosing you. Really, it really isn't. Because like that's where that you can literally do whatever you want to do. So we're not gonna talk about that concept. But you get to choose. It's like picking a job. So you have 5 different options. Maybe jobs is better than people. 5 different options of jobs, 5 different paths. Like why do you even have to choose one? Like why do you even have to choose one when you could have 3? You could have this and that. Like in all reality, you and you know your purpose. So it just depends. But once you start to take control of yourself and where it is that you want to go, and you have to fully believe in yourself and understand the capability of you, and that takes time. It's the idea of trust. Trust takes time to have full trust. And I think in the concept of trust too, it's not the way that we perceive it. It's not. In the concept of trust, it's more about trusting that the other person will do what it is they do, and they won't lie about it. That's trust. It has nothing to do with the concept of trust. I think the way that you perceive it. It's like if I know that someone is weak. Say someone's attention seeking. If I choose to be with a partner who's attention seeking, then I would be trusting that my partner's attention seeking. Maybe she can't resist herself. Maybe she goes out and gets this or that, and an opportunity comes up. I'm gonna trust that she's gonna be weak and not be able to whatever. And so like that would be the issue, right? It's not that I trust that she's gonna do what she is, but like either I want that partner or I don't. Understanding that trust issue. It's not saying it's good or bad, but it's like that's trust. And then setting parameters on that concept. If that's something that I wanted. If it's something that I don't, then I don't have to partake in that. And I've dealt with this concept a lot. Like I've thought about it. Like, what if that was a thing? I was like, no, like that doesn't make sense to me. Um, and I've dealt with a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas that I wasn't even thought was a reality for me in the future. But now, like, as I go through this and I mature a little bit, and I understand that like everything within reason is as long as two consenting adults agree upon it, anything is possible. But like for me and my concept is like it doesn't matter. I have to partake in everything. I'm not gonna just watch. It's weird. I don't want any part of that. That's not a thing. Um, but whatever. Today was fun. But yeah, you just go through life and you just understand like um, anything is everything, and you can go anywhere you want, and like you literally do have to like walk away from your ideas of the past. You have to walk away from people of the past. And I said this a long time ago when I started my journey. Now it's kind of hard to understand like when it is that I said it, but I used to talk about Little Hoss, which is little the little version of me, the child version of me, and I called him a world destroyer. Um, because what he would do is something would happen and he would destroy his old reality and walk into a new one. But he would walk into a new one first, kind of in the concept. It all happened simultaneously. Um, but he was strong. And like I said, the child version of me is the strongest version of me. In the past, at least. Now, I'm the strongest version of me, which is the makeup of my child self and then my adult self and then my feminine and masculine traits. And there's no sex that has anything to do with any of that. Anyone who talks about sex and those concepts is low level, limited understanding, and they're putting sex on a pedestal when the only true idea of what sex is for is to create the highest form of creation, which is another life. And so everything should fall within that boundary of that understanding, the highest form of creation, to create another life. And then we need to have respect for that. But with the makeup of a human, male or female, the emotional capacity is equal. Now there's factors in that with chemicals and cycles, but at the end of the day, like it's exactly the same, really. Men go through cycles in the day, like everyone has pros and cons, right? Men and women have pros and cons in the physical vessel of them, but at the end of the day, emotion and logic is equal within each vessel. And so then again, this systematic breakdown of labeling does nothing but destroy and give less than to the true anatomy and makeup of the human vessel itself. The greatness of it and the technology of it and the wonder of it. When like at the end of the day it's very fucking simple. Like, you know, men has a disco stick, and then women have a drape that you put the disco stick in, and then you move the disco stick around, and then whatever, and then something happens, and then you have a baby. Like it's that kind of simple concept. One accepts, one penetrates, like the makeup of that is the puzzle piece. They go together naturally in order to create life. Now there's other ways that can work with other orifices, but they do not create life. Is that positive? Is it negative? Number one, we're not talking about that. Two, that's not even a discussion that needs to be talked about because it is a possibility. Therefore, it's not about whether it's right or wrong. It's a fucking possibility. It's the same thing as, that's what's so crazy is like, and then people take it to the extreme. You know, it's like it doesn't fucking matter. It's a fucking possibility. If I can stick my dick into a hole in the ground outside, you could be like, that's a sin. I'm going, well, I don't know. It's the shape that will accept my dick. So if that's a sin, then maybe there shouldn't be a hole the shape of my dick. You know, it's not good. It's not bad. Like, how is this wrong? It is what it is. It just doesn't make a baby. I think we just, as humans, take things to the fucking extreme, and really, at the end of the day, I just laugh about it. It's like, you do you. I don't give a fuck either way. If it doesn't, either way, it's gonna get dirty. No matter what hole you put it in, you know, like, it don't fucking matter. It's fucking reality. It's not a clean process at all. At all. Anywhere you go. But yeah, we worry about so much bullshit that doesn't really even truly matter, that like you get lost in the sauce, you know. Even though I'm tired, I waited for a while. I just want your skin against mine. Life is fun, man. It does. Even in my life, like, as happy as I am, and it's like how I look to the bright side of everything, like, it's still fucking draining for sure, because like I said, in my perspective, like, I'm battling everything. I'm battling all time before now to go against the way that society's norms are and the way that everyone perceives that something is, and it's like that in itself is like the weight of the world on your shoulders, going like, no one else truly even understands me, no one else truly even perceives it this way, because they're so entangled and trapped up in the trap of invisible matrix of economic system, systematic approach of life, needing basic needs met, like food, water, shelter, status, money, some kind of need to be seen, need to get attention, need to be important. I'm trying to think, me and a woman talked about it today, and I was like, there's this weird idea that people, and maybe even I have it, having a need to be important, and then like all religions themselves like have this idea that's ingrained in you, whether it's police or firefighters, save a whole complexes, like not wanting like to self-sacrifice, which is self-sacrifice is weak. It's the opposite. Like I said, I talk a lot again about how everything is opposite. Like what you think is greatness is literally the lack thereof. And then what you think the lack thereof is greatness. Like in the idea of homelessness, like why are we calling them homelessness? Like the earth itself is your home. Like I said, in many concepts, like I said, I feel like, number one, I don't feel, this is reality. Like, we don't own shit. Who has given the right for you to own anything? Nobody. Like, you can't own something that's not even fucking yours. You can own, you know, like, you didn't even make it. And so then, how can you own it if you didn't even fucking make it? Like, that's the point. Those two ideas don't even come together. Therefore, you could never sell it. Therefore, someone who sold it to you, who didn't make it, they never even owned it. So therefore, it's like yours. It's not even yours to own. And so, like a lot of those transactions and actions itself, like they're not even real. and then like you have a government, you have governments in place, like they stole everything or killed or took, and then nobody contested them. Um, like in those ideas, it's like it just makes everything null and void. And then you go with the idea of corporations and this and that and taxes and policing and like so you're telling me that somebody has authority over me? Like you ain't got shit over me. I'm a free fucking man. Like you have zero fucking authority unless I give you authority. You have zero authority over anybody unless someone gives them authority over you. And there's no way to shake a stick at this, like in every fucking concept. And especially being raised in like Christianity, like, oh, somebody has spiritual authority over you. I was like, no they don't. Like, no they don't. Like, it's you, and then the next fucking line of that is the creator. Like, there's no authority in between that shit. Now, you may be the fuck connected, and you're giving authority to a man in between there. That's your fucking fault. That's your fucking fault. That ain't mine. I can't help it that you don't think that you're capable of talking straight to the source or to the creator of all existence, whoever created you, whoever's the higher power of you. That's not my fucking fault. You're weak. I can't help it. Now that you need a book. Why do you need a book? If you believe in a creator, you believe in something above you, like, so you're telling me that a low-level book is that device that gets you in concept, in connection with, so you, like, reverberating words in a language, number one, that's ignorant and can be misinterpreted. Like, that's the thing? No, it's not the thing. Like, no, you know that. You just don't know who you are. And you can't believe that you are that thing. So that's obviously what a lot of this is. It's like you having to come to terms with the reality of whom you are. Like, who are you? Like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, who really are you? Like, and then how does all of this work? Really? Like, if you was to wash away all the external influences, all the external words, like, what if you was a mute? What if you didn't know anything, like, and you wasn't able to communicate to anybody? Like, you know how fucking free you would be, technically? Yeah, like, if you never met another human being, like, what if, like I said, I wanted to do this study, but I don't see a possibility of how you do it without being, like, inhumane, really. Even though, actually, at the grand scheme of things, like, this seems like the greatest motherfucking freedom that two people would get to choose. Like, if two people just disappeared together and then chose to live their life, the rest of their life together without other people, like, that would be true freedom. Like, if they, but you would have to wipe their mind. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you'd have to do kids, but then you would have to provide them, like, safety and security and food and stuff like that, because they wouldn't know how to do anything, I guess. They would innately know, I think, once they were old enough to eat for themselves. So I don't know how it works to do, like, a reliable study. Because it would be inhumane, and then at some point, the act of you providing for them without them seeing you, like, if you was to leave them food or shelter or this, like, then that didn't, wherever they got that from would be their god in our reality. So, like, I don't know how you would do that in a way that would give glory to the creator, without it, with it. I don't know. I guess if they never saw you, then they would assume that it was the creator. And in the act, you're just his hands and you're his feet. So, with the freedom of that, I wonder, like, the stresses of that, like, the Adam and Eve idea. I would partake in that study. I would live with somebody and never see another fucking human being in my life again. And I would be happy with that. Um, Dude, I would be so happy with that. If I could literally live life with one human being and never, I'm more than content with that. With one human being. Let me pick my partner though. They'd have to be on board too. But yeah, I'd be more than happy with that. To never see another human being and just be with one person, I'm cool. I'm game. I'm game. That would be my greatest goal. And not like in a narcissistic way, I guess. It's like most of the idea of like narcissists wanting to keep people away, like from friends and family and support. But like from my perspective, it's like no, like that is the ultimate goal, would be to like fully embrace and learn and depend solely on one other individual. Like to me, that's freedom. Like I don't have to depend on this or that. Like that's my guarantee. That's my absolute. That like it's always gonna be that one person. Like I don't even have to see another female ever again. Like she's the only one. Like she's my sun. She's my moon. Like how in reality is that not? Like I don't want other options. I don't want. Like that's not it. Like there's not gonna be. Like, why would you even perceive that there's any other options ever? Like this is it. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna do the best that we can. And like the sky's the limit for us. Like we have. That's it. Yeah. So like in my mind, like that's just kind of how I live my whole life anyway. Where like maybe I'm having fun now. Maybe I'm doing whatever it is. Maybe I'm free. I can be with whomever I want to be in the moment, and like there's no repercussions technically. Until I'm with that one person that like, and then they want to be with me. But like to me that just makes sense. It's like why would I want to play a game with one partner and then play a game with another partner, like especially like in the magnitude of the game. Like the game is so vast and eternal. It's like, dude, I want to play that game with one partner. There's no other partner. There's no other better partner than the one partner that's gonna play the game with you forever. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not even a game of monogamy either. Because like I'm not saying that at some point like you guys won't be this, you won't be that, or you don't need other sexual partners. Like that's a possibility in the future. But it's like playing the game. Like I said, it goes back. I had an idea earlier today. It was like you like it's an investment, right? If you want to invest in someone that's going to be there long term, like long term investments are obviously always the better return than a short term investment. Now, doesn't mean you won't gain a lot of this or that based on your goal, but it's like in the concept of people, like I understand myself, meaning like I have a vast amount of information. Like you can't get that information out of me in 1 10-minute conversation. Like you need to spend time with me, and you got to ask me the right questions in order for me to open up and respond the way that you need. Like that's a lifetime, and so like that's where the long-term investment of me being with one partner is like it's gonna take a lifetime for me to understand and even gain all the information from you, and it's going to do the same for you, for me. And we're constantly going to be growing and seeing things from different perspectives. So, yeah. I mean, that's just me. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic. I just don't see any other way. I just don't see any other way than being all in. Like really, like as long as both people on the same page and like you can communicate it first before you really truly take the full leap. Like where you guys can really spend some time like communicating everything and like looking at your past and like forgiving and laying everything from your past on the table. Like you hurt me here, or I hurt you there. Like now we know like you did this and it hurt me. Like being honest and just listening to each other, and like in a totally different relationship than you probably ever had with anybody. Just be honest and open, and just like kind of like a I hate to say discovery period, but it's almost like a blanket free, like it's almost like a fight where we can just be honest and true, which we need to be honest and true always, but like just be honest and true, and we can use that energy to do whatever we want to with it, but like just be open and honest. Like start from the beginning, start over, and talk about our past if you had a past with somebody, like, but be honest with them about everything, because like in all reality it's just everyone's been growing, so you need to like almost find a refresh point, like a respawn point, like you can clear the air and like understand that like the other person, like just the act of you guys being together communicating is showing the commitment that you want to be part of this, that you want the underlying thing that you guys can't even communicate. And that, yeah, maybe it's scary because you've never done it before, but it's not from my perspective. But that's just me. I'm not afraid. Like I said, the idea of scary doesn't make sense. So someone told me today, she told me, so I helped her in quote unquote sex therapy type of stuff. Her and her husband's relationship, and she told me, she's like, it was so scary, but I did it. It was like what the scariest thing? So fucking, like, if they're scary, you gotta do them. Like, those are the best things in the world. Like, the things worth doing are scary. But like, it's not really scary the way that you perceive it's scary. Like, nothing bad is really gonna happen, technically. I mean, what will happen will happen. And like, you understand in the grand scheme of things, like the risk. And like, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here when I go into those scenarios. Like, I'm literally looking at the risk from a different perspective. Like, so you're afraid of the risk. You're afraid of being turned down. You're afraid of being rejected. You're afraid of being hurt. You're afraid of being abandoned. And I get to look at both scenarios and see how each other person's loving each other and how each person's communicating, and I get to bridge that. I get to bridge going, like, there's no risk here. Like, the only risk that you're presenting is the risk that's in yourself, like, of your fears, your life, your abandonment, your previous life experience, and things that are holding you back is because you're holding yourself back. But it's like, from my perspective, I've already talked to your husband. Like, I already know his wants. I already know his desires. I already know everything about him. Like, I know the ultimate thing. And so, like, I'm just here to bridge the communication between your past and his past. And once I can communicate to each party, like, and I don't even really need to have to push one. And as long as you take your quote unquote risk, like, this not a risk. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm explaining to you based on my perception and my understanding and my knowledge, based on talking to the other party. Like, what you're assuming is a risk and scary. Like, there's no risk there. There's no risk factor. Like, it's not. Like, it's you literally are just wrong in your assumption. You're just afraid because it's something new for you. But it's like you just gotta open your fucking mouth. And like, and if you do what I tell you to do, like, it's gonna be everything you want, everything you can't even imagine. It's gonna be greater. And it happened exactly the way that I planned it. It happened exactly the way that I manipulated the other person to open up, to be bold, to take pride in herself, to take action, to speak her mind, to speak what she wants, desires, ultimately, and but that she was too afraid to do. And a lot of it has to do with shadow work and your shadow self, and accepting that part of you. And so, like, for me, it would be like, for the most part, it's, I don't know why I'm going to say it this way, but like your freak side, like your dirty desire side. And that a lot of that time is wrapped up in trauma and has a lot to do with sex. Until you can accept that part of yourself and start to speak on it, on your wants and desires, then it's okay. Especially as long as there's other willing parties, two consenting adults that agree upon it. And fucking, I'm not gonna lie to you, most consenting adults will agree upon it, on anything really. Everyone's a freak. So, you just gotta feel safe, and then that's like me again. It's like I'm there to like provide a safe environment. You know, I'm never going to tell somebody to do something if I don't feel like the other party is safe. But if I know the other party and I know that they're safe, then I can, you know, whatever. I can at least push you in a direction because I know whatever. Because I mean, I deal with sex, I deal with divorce, I deal with couples in general. I deal with a lot of things, so many different scenarios. So like each scenario is different how I talk and communicate with each person. But ultimately it has to do again with just you. Like, what do you truly want? What do you know, like, what is it that you're communicating to me that you really want? And then I just kind of boost you. I'm your hype man. I'm just your hype man. I'm just the same. I'm you. I'm literally you. Like in every scenario, everywhere I go, like every scenario that I talk to people, like it's always like, you're me. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. They're like, we're the same person. I go, yeah, I know. Like I literally mirror you. Like I'm the greatest mirror of all time. Like I'm a master chameleon. I'm a shapeshifter. Like, but it's no lie. It's no lie. Like that's the idea of like acting is not a thing. Action is a thing. And if you just accept in the moment that you are what it is that you are, like you are that thing, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's like the act of you being mad, like you're fucking mad. The act of you being angry, you're angry. The act of you acting like a bitch, like you're a bitch. Like it is you. And they're all concepts of you. You have to accept it. And the moment that you can accept it, then you can choose either to not act that way anymore or continue to act that way. I mean, everything in life is about acceptance. Accepting that you are what it is that you are in the moment that you are that thing. And then if you don't like it, then quit. Then change it. If it's embarrassing to you, then don't fucking do it anymore and you won't be fucking embarrassed. Or if you are embarrassed, like figure out why you're embarrassed, and maybe you shouldn't have to be embarrassed. Because maybe you're defending yourself. You know, you think about like manic episodes of people acting out, and I honestly think that shit's okay. I mean, like people will tell me the manic episodes, and I'm going like, dude, this is completely justified. Like someone backstabbed you, someone cheated on you, someone's disrespecting you, and like you put up with it as long as you could. And then the moment that you freak out or you throw hands, like now you're the fucking problem. I'm going, well, sometimes, yes. If it happens all the time, sure. But, like, but you're you need to walk away from somebody. Like, that's the point. Like, you gotta set boundaries and like stick up for yourself. And like, if you're getting thrown in these manic episodes, like, you need to look at the other people around you too and see what they're doing to you. Are they controlling you? Are they manipulating you? And then are you being resentful because you're not speaking your truth? And in the moment that you set boundaries and it looks like you're flipping the fuck out and you're aggravated and you're loud, like, now you're the crazy one and they send you to hospital. And it's like, there's multiple perceptions of it, yes, but it's like, maybe this is the last time you went to the hospital. Like, never go again, because you need to cut those motherfuckers off. Like, if they don't let you speak, if they don't let you communicate in a soft manner, you know, and you're not feeling defensive, like, they created that scenario for you. You are the problem too, but it's a learned behavior, so it's over time. And that's where, like I said, you just gotta you gotta walk away from people, and then you're gonna start looking at everything. You gotta pay attention to detail. Like, my mom's using money against me, my business partners are using money against me, all these people are using money against me. That's their highest priority. And so their highest priority is money, and it's not me, or it's not my mental health, or it's not my feelings, or they don't even care about this. I'm just their slave. And so in those concepts, like, you have to start looking at it like that. And it sounds drastic, but it's like, they don't give a fuck about you. They only truly care about money, or that you're part of their family, and that they've abused you since you was little. So they brainwashed you. And so that's when you got to take the drastic steps to walk the fuck away from them. And you're going to look like a bad guy, but you're already the bad guy anyways. You're already you. I talked to somebody else, and like, they told me about my family. They were always just like, well, that's just Cody. That's just Cody. That's just Cody. And I was like, no, like, I'm literally them. Like, they treat me that way, I treat them that way. Like, I don't know. Like, I just reflected their energy. Plus, I didn't trust them because they used everything against me. Plus, they gossip like motherfuckers. So, like, I just didn't. Like, I don't like gossiping. Some woman told me the Jewish name of that today, but like I said, gossip is probably one of the most evil things in all of humanity. It's disgusting. And people who gossip, ultimately, is disgusting. It's evil. Evil. And I'll call that judgment on you. But you're evil. You need to go check yourself. It's actually a disgrace, because like, you're given 24 hours a day, and then you're gonna like spend that time. It's slapped to the creator, it's slapped to your life. You're gonna give that time that you were given to something other than yourself. Like, that is worshiping another idol. And that's why I laugh about the Bible, and like, everyone interprets it one way to them, to make and justify everything they do. Okay, I'm going like, you guys are so fucking twisted, bro. You get so away from this book that it is that you guys follow to the core, like, and then you're calling your own judgments on yourself, and it's sad because you're denying the authority of yourself, and like, you're denying that you are a son and daughter of the Creator in itself. Like, you're literally denying it. Well, you're saying that you are it, but you're not. Like, I don't get it. Like, you guys make zero sense to me. Either you are or you aren't. Either you have authority or you don't. Either you're a king or a queen or you're not. And king and queens make their own fucking rules. So, like, and then that's what you guys are literally doing. But you're like, you're treating yourself like peasants, when like, the potential of you is not that. I mean, just the base level of you is not a peasant that's ruled by somebody else. That's just society. It made you feel like you're ruled by everybody other than yourself, and you're not even allowed to have thoughts or feelings or emotions, and it shows you're weak. And it's going, no, what's weak is is not being able to control your actions. That's weak. But like your body itself, like crying, like that's a natural process of things. Like, and then you stopping yourself is you not controlling. And that sounds counterintuitive in a sense. Just the act of you not crying, it sounds like you're controlling yourself, but you're not. You just built. You're running from yourself. You're running from the basic makeup of you and the processes that are here to make you perfect. Meaning you have to exfoliate things. It's like the sweat process. Like when you work out and you're doing this, like you sweat naturally. Like you don't stop yourself from sweating. The way you stop yourself from sweating is by stopping being in hot situations or not working out. That's how you don't sweat.
Even though I'm tired, I waited for a while. I just want your skin against mine. Baby, once you show
Let's look at it like sweating for a second in my life. I don't sweat much. But when I was getting tattooed the other day, I was sweating.
into my heart like an overdose. I guess I shot
I need to start working out. I need to start working out. I need to just do it. It's only beneficial. I'm in the concept of like, do I really want to get that much sexier? It's only gonna be bad. It's only gonna be bad for me, especially if I don't have a partner, because it's only gonna be worse. So I'm gonna be for the streets for sure, but not in a negative way. I'm just, like I said, I just don't want to carry on trauma. That's the thing. That's where like I can friend zone people and have like less impact on them negatively, and only have like one rejection wound or something. Even though I'm not rejecting them like that, I'm just trying not to begot trauma on you by like having sex with you and building those bonds, and then like whatever, just me just being a season for them. But then again, maybe that's what they need. Maybe everyone just needs some sexual healing from me. But it doesn't work that way, because like it's not fair. It's just not fucking fair. And I have to be very careful with what it is that I do, especially from the inside. And it sounds funny and shitty and kind of prideful and boastful, but it's not like a regular thing. It's just not fucking fair. If you just feel my energy, like people feel my energy like naturally, so imagine if I put that energy up inside of you, like you don't come back from that. That's not a thing. Very hard to shake. It's fucking poison. So like, and poison's not negative, but poison does kill things. It kills sheep. But yeah. So I have to be very selective on how and what it is that I do. Because obsession is real. Obsession is real. And I don't know, dude, how long I've been talking. Yeah, so obsession's real. So like, just imagine if you're obsessed with me and then I fuck you and then I walk away from you or something like that. Like, that's not a thing. Like, the obsession turns fatal, So it's devastating. So I can't just like freely walk around and give my disco stick to everybody. It's not a thing. With great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. Great responsibility. I'm gonna go sleep. I'm tired. But I'll see you soon. We're gonna do an experiment. Just me and you. Just me and you. Me and my battle buddy. We'll show this world how to play the real game of life and love. Holla. Love y'all. Peace.
Baby, have I told you that even when I'm sober, the thought of you is getting me high? I'm caught up in the moment. It's hard to keep my focus when you're the only thing on my mind. Hit every inch of my heart like an overdose. I guess a shot in the dark ain't impossible. And now I'm wrapped in your arms, baby, hold me close. Don't you let me go, let me go. Oh, I never thought this could be real. They don't know what I do. It's heaven right beside you. And I'll never know how good it feels, 'cause they don't feel what I do. How the hell did I find you?